So my name is Hussein, and I'm the Client Care Coordinator at Together We Can. So my role as Client Care Coordinator at Together We Can is to assist the clients to help meet their needs. So for instance, if they have any appointments outside of here, they have any tasks or medical stuff they need to get done, banking needs, and then here to make sure that they're getting to their appointments on time, to their counseling appointments, to their courses, to their classes, motivating and encouraging them to make this time here the best and well suited for them. So I came to Together We Can in March of 2021. 2 minutes to talk about my addiction is not a whole lot of time, but yeah, it's been I've been to treatment more than a few times. It hasn't been easy. It's been difficult, I'll say that much. But also there's been a lot of experience that I've learned through going through that difficulty that helps me to walk through the sobriety now. Yeah, it's interesting. So what it felt like to me was, I was all over the place. I mean, at times I was probably having a good time. At times I was like miserable. At times I'd ask myself, like, what am I doing with my life? You know what I mean? I ran over a lot of friends, family, over that time. And so, I mean, there's so many aspects to it. It's kind of hard to just kind of talk about it, what it was like, but it's, yeah, it was all over the place. So how is my life different now? So that's a good question. So some of the things that are different now is I have accountability in my life, right? I have responsibility in my life, right? I have a job, which I wasn't working for a long time. I have, so AA is a big part of my life, right? Church, I go to church, that's a big part of my life, right? I spend time with my family again, doing things that I didn't get the chance to do before. I just wasn't thinking about doing even, So yeah, I would say a lot of responsibility has come with being sober. It's also, it's a privilege to have that responsibility today. What works for me in my sobriety today is, one of the things is not being lazy. So I can get lazy very easily. And so like to just get up and do and not be lazy, that's one big part of it. And then who I hang around with. So the group of individuals that I hang around with, I've chosen to try to hang around with people that lift me up or bring me up to where they're at. Another thing is I go to a lot of AA meetings, right? And church is a big part of my sobriety, big book studies, and then just showing up for family, right? Like if my mom says, hey, come over, then I just come over, right? Or if my brother says, let's go for lunch, then I just go for lunch, right? I just try to do the things that I'm asked to do by my family members, stuff that I didn't do before, or maybe I don't necessarily want to do. Like I went to an Indian movie with my aunt. I've never been to an Indian movie before. And she said, let's go to an Indian movie. So we went, you know what I mean? Yeah, showing up, really just showing up a lot of the time. Yeah, just showing up. Yeah, so I think probably what would have assisted me when I came in here was do my best. So try my best, right? Just give it my best, right? It's my life is on the line. And so I should be giving it my best. Another thing is like try to find a good mentor, somebody that can mentor you and help you through this process, right? So I found somebody that could mentor me and help me through this process. That's very important to me. I go to a lot of meetings outside of work and stuff like that. Another thing is responsibility. I think responsibility is huge, right? Like I'm trying to build character in my life. And so through having responsibilities, the more responsibility I have in my life, the more character I get to build quicker. And so if I show up on time and I'm kind and I'm generous and I'm friendly and I'm loving and I'm caring, I get to do that with people day in, day out. And after, maybe 30 months, those people will say that guy has character, Well, some of the stuff I like to do is we went bowling with some of the friends from our home group, laser tag. I like to go to movies. I like to play chess with the clients in the courtyard or even with the guys at home. I just like to people watch, having a coffee on a Friday, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I just like to keep social. So one of the biggest pivots I remember was I was about 8 days into sobriety here at Together We Can. And I was sulking. I was sulking a lot. I was in self-pity and I was dragging my feet around, right? And so one of the counselors, they would always be like, hey, Hussein, come on. They was encouraging me and like, you know, smiling, and like they'd come and put their arm around me and like, you know, they're encouraging me and motivating me to get my life on track, right? And about 8 days of my sulking, I remember seeing a counselor and he just kind of walked past me. And the thought occurred to me that, hey, look, you should get with this or not get with this, but you should do something about your life because this sulking is not going to get you anywhere, right? And I remember that day I took a shower and I shaved. I had about 12 days worth of growth on my face at that time. And I shaved, and it was a real turning point for me to just be like, okay, you know what? I'm here, I'm in treatment now. I might as well give it my best shot. I might as well just give it my best shot now that I'm here. Because realistically, I didn't want to be here. At the time, I didn't want to be here, you know? So that was, yeah, that was something that really pivoted my experience. So it's funny, right? Like, there is a gentleman that works here that will tell you very nice things about me, right? Very nice things about me. And when it's interesting, when you boil it down to what actually happened, it was so simple. I just spent time with him. I spent time with this person, and he was very early on in his sobriety. And it's a very simple thing, man. All I did was just spend time with him. But to him, that time spent was so memorable. It's just a simple thing, right? Just some time spent.